Welcome back to another episode of the Parables of Jesus Explained, where we break down and simplify some of the most famous stories told by Jesus during his time here on earth. In this episode, we'll be looking at 4 of the most well-known parables that Jesus taught, which are the prodigal son, the good Samaritan, the sower, and the soils, and the talents. Let's dive right into it. It's a parable no. 1. The prodigal son. A man had 2 sons. The younger son asked his father for his share of the inheritance and went off to a far country where he squandered his wealth on foolish living. When his money ran out, he ended up in a pigsty, hungry and destitute. Meanwhile, his father was searching for him, and when he saw his son in the distance, he ran to him, embraced him, and they all went home together. But the older brother was angry because his father had never thrown a party for him. So he went off in a huff, and his father came out to try to talk him through it. But he said, "Look, these many years I've been serving you, and I've never once disobeyed your command. Yet you've never given me even a young goat for me to celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours came home after squandering his wealth, you threw a big party." Then the father said, "Son, you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad because your brother was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. And now we can't stop rejoicing." Now, spiritually speaking, this parable teaches us that no matter how far we stray from God or how much time that passes, God's love for us never fades. He's always there waiting for us to return to Him. And when we do, He welcomes us back with open arms and throws us a heavenly welcome home party. In contrast, the older brother represents those who follow God's laws, but miss out on experiencing God's laws, grace, because they refuse to accept those who do and measure up. This teaches us not to judge others, but to show compassion and understanding, because only God has the right to judge. Parable no. 2. The Good Samaritan. A man was traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers. They stripped him, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. Now, by chance a priest was going down that road, but when he saw the man, he just kept walking. In the same way, a Levite came upon him and just walked past. But a Samaritan traveler came along, saw him, and took pity on him. So he went to see if the man had any life left in him. And when he found that he was still breathing, he poured wine and oil on his wounds, set him on his donkey, and carried him to an inn to take care of him. The next day he paid the innkeeper to take care of the man and promised to pay for everything. Then he got on his way. Spiritually speaking, this parable teaches us that true religion is more than just going through the motions. It's about having a heart that's sensitive to the needs of others. It also teaches us that we should never despise people based on their religious background or social status. Instead, we should follow the example of the Samaritan, who was willing to help someone from an outcast group. And lastly, it reminds us that God often uses the least likely people to carry out His purposes. Parable no. 3. The sower and the soils. A sower went out to sow seeds. As he sowed, some seeds fell on the path and the birds came and ate them up. Others fell on rocky ground where there was no soil, and the sun scorched them and they withered. Still others fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked them. But the seed in the good soil represents those who hear the word and understand it. They bear fruit, 30, 60, and even 100 times what was sown. Spiritually speaking, this parable teaches us that not everyone who hears the gospel will respond to it in the same way. Some won't respond at all. Others may respond temporarily, while others may respond fully and bear fruit. The amount of fruit corresponds to the amount of attention one gives to God's word. Those who hear and obey God's word will be blessed abundantly. And parable no. For the talents. A nobleman went on a long journey. Before he left, he called in his servants to settle accounts. He gave 5 talents to one, to 2, another, and 1 to the third, then went on his journey. Now the one who had received the 5 talents went at once and put them to work and gained 5 more. The other who had 2 talents went and gained 2 more. But the one with the 1 talent was afraid and went and hid it in the ground. Many years passed. The nobleman returned and called in his servants to settle accounts. The one who had the 5 talents gained another 5. "Well done, good and faithful servant," the master said to him. "Since you were faithful in handling this small amount, I will give you many more responsibilities. You will rule over 5 cities? The one who had 2 talents also came forward and said, Master, you gave me 2 talents. Look, I have gained 2 more. Well done, good and faithful servant, he said. You will rule over 2 cities. Then the one who had buried his talent came forward and said, Master, I know that you are a hard man to work for, collecting the things that are not your own and assigning tasks you didn't originally tell me to do, so I was afraid and hid your talent in the ground. Here it is back, safe and sound. But his master replied, Wicked and lazy servant, you were meant to deposit my money in the bank so that I could have collected it with interest. For I tell you that I will be a hard master to those who have not used their talents. I will give your 3 talents to the one who has the 10 talents. For everyone who has will be given more, and he will have plenty. But from the one who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. And so the last will be first, and the first will be last. Spiritually speaking, this parable teaches us that God gives different abilities and resources to each person, and that we should use what we have to make more of it for his kingdom. It also teaches us that those who use their gifts wisely will receive more, but those who don't use their gifts will lose what they have. Lastly, it warns us not to think of God as a hard master who demands more than he promises, because he wants us to prosper and to use our resources to help others. So there you have it, a quick breakdown of 4 of the most popular parables ever told by Jesus. Hopefully you were able to walk away with a deeper understanding of what each one teaches us. And if you liked this video, please hit that thumbs up button for more videos like this. See you next time.